Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host Joaquin. How we doing, people? So, 5e is finally releasing their version of Planescape, and from previous editions, with Ravenloft and with the disastrous Spelljammers, this is it. And I don't know if they're going to be releasing further products of this down the road. Who knows, maybe. But I feel like they're just doing more fan service and actually taking any of these campaign series um, serious. So I thought I would help out all the 5e players by reading the Factos Manifesto, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Planescape Intro Part 1. And I'm going to read the entire not the entire book. I'm going to read all the factions, so there are 15, and I'm only going to read the history part. There are some like interesting notes for the dungeon master. So if you're a DM, this is a book that I would highly suggest picking up if you want to have a Planescape campaign that does involve these factions. Then this would be a good chance for either whether you can get a download of it or whatever, or if you're lucky to own it, you can go back, reread these, and cherry pick what you want. And there's some interesting things. I've actually, when I've ran a Planescape campaign, um, I've had a party first start out with I had them all pick a faction instead of being spread out in different agendas, and we've done that before too. But at the beginning, I just said that they were pick a faction, and I just you know read off just a very brief of what each faction believed in, and they all voted, and so then they would do missions of that faction. And so that was one way of doing it. The other way is just treating it like a 5e like campaign to where like, hey, we ended up in Planescape. Now what? So hopefully the book looks good. I mean, from what I've seen on other early reviews, it looks interesting. And so I'm gonna hold my judgment until I get the book. But with that, people, let me show you why this book and the writing style of Planescape overall is what brought people in. Along with the artwork. The artwork's like either you like it or you don't, but most people did enjoy this art style. All right, take it away, people. Listen up, Burke. I'm only going to tell it once. The book you're holding is banned, outlawed by the governors, confiscated by the hardheads, and burned by the Red Death whenever they find a copy. Fact is, the only faction who sanctioned this work were the anarchists and the indepts, and even they panned it once they discovered their own darks on display. Read this page if you want the job. So this is like the intro for the page right here, where this is from the editor. Who am I? Your best friend. If the truth you're seeking, but I'm no Barney enough to tell you my name. Plenty of Bloods lost their lives to help create this work, a masterpiece among fiction literature. Sure, there's some other underground tombs about sigils, philosophers. The Fate have their secret history of sigil. The Senate, their Kama Hectroteca. I know I messed that up. And the Signers have their Cyclopedia Imanit, Imanichica. Man, I miss Eric. Just to name three. But such volumes, and for those of you who are new to the channel, hello. I'm dyslexic, so and I have a speech impediment. Every now and then, it's hard for me to pronounce a word or get a word right. All right, so got that covered. But such volumes were created by and for a given faction's members, not for the readers at large, and their so-called truths and tainted by the author's view. This volume, on the other hand, represents and objective exposes expose of all the factions at once. So I I just copied and paste, so I didn't correct it, even though Spelling Review wanted me to correct a few things. So this is pretty much as is. Laying each one bare to the eyes of any Burke who are brave enough to look. Of course, that's not what my researchers told their subjects, which is why this book is banned. It took an entire cast of able contributors, many of them anarchist spies posing as the other faction members, to compile the information herein. They claim to be working solely for their faction's interests and used every ounce of jink and guile available for the cause. This book is a short this book is respectfully dedicated to those who came up short. You might assume that I'm an anarchist too, or a governor turned stag, and doubt the contents of these pages. That's your loss, sod. Truth is, truth is all, and I'm a stickler for it. How ironic that its pursuit signed my death warrant. See, I had to veril every submission to ensure the tomb would serve its purpose. So I'm employed the service of a creature free. Wait. So I employed the services of a creature free of faction alliance, the and arcane loth spy called Chimichical. Pretty sure I got that right. The Marauder. It's with no little pleasure that I expose her name here. Naturally, her fee was steep to begin with, then she tried to up the ante, threatening blackmail. When I refused her ploy, she slipped a copy of my masterwork to the Mercy Killers. Now, one of their higher up bloodhounds has been ceremonially bound to my trail. Giving the Red Death a laugh will take every resource I have left. And even if I fail, I could be swinging from the leafless tree or feeding the worm before you even read this. It won't matter, so as long as you believe. My goal is none other than the continued safely of Sigil. I claim complete neutrality in the matter, though I confess one favorite opinion. The anarchists aren't off when they say greed and corruption form the underpinning of the establishment, while some factions spin a web of self serving secrecy. Others openly strive for greater power. By exposing the heart of their philosophies and plans, this tome may help maintain pressure balance. My detractors assert that such aspirations are not only dangerous, but pre- presumptuous. Presumptuous. You know what I'm saying. But the lady herself encountered me in the midst of my work. Late one evening, after I met with Chimika, Chimeshika in the hive, I escaped the lady's glittering blades unscathed, so I can only surmise that she didn't object. Were it not for the Mercy Killer warrant, I'd start my own sect out of town, out of touch if need be, dedicated to the objective dissemination of truth. Who knows? One day I could be a factal if I'm not dead first. The editor. The wrap up. The players can be given this book to make a delivery, or they can find someone to killing a carrier, and if they chase off the assassin, they find a book. Like I said, this is a great DM tool for those who just want to dive a little bit more into what these Planescape books are going to give you information about the factions, and also for players who are interested in joining a faction and learning more information. This book contains everything. Like a 160 page count, and all it is just all the factions. That's it. There's no races or classes or anything like they do like with the new stuff. No options and all that. But they do give you the benefits if you become a member, and they give you the maps for all their headquarters, and they tell you who the faction leaders are, and there are new spells, and they have the I'm reading the just I'm just getting through the book, and it's like the Bleaker membership. At first, it seems like joining Bleak Cannibal is as easy through stepping through a portal. A body's just got to decide that he wants to be a member and then makes that decision known to any Bleaker, whether at the gatehouse or in a soup kitchen or on the howling plains. But then comes the initiation period, which tends to break most Bergs. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna get there. But I just wanted to make a quick video because this is a series that I really want to get into because I do love Planescapes. The boxes are pretty expensive if you want to buy a box um, from the Planescape. They run anywhere between $200 to up to $300 you're gonna spend. I'm missing the planes of law. I have the planes of conflict, chaos. My favorite is the Hellbound, the Blood Wars, and of course I have the original Planescape campaign settings, along with a lot of modules and all the other books or accessories that they wrote about it. So with that, people, I'm going to be sharing that over the next summer. I mean, over the next few months, and hopefully I will have Eric back next. So for those of you who have stayed with me this long, thanks. Appreciate it. And I will catch you next video. Take care.